So hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 5 of our season 4 here on F1 Manager 23. Now if you haven't watched the last episode, if you haven't watched any of the episodes so far this season, you've got to catch up because we are having quite a good season. Last time out in Baku, we certainly did well. Pierre Gasly winning the race in P1, Lando Norris in P4, decent race all round, and what a performance it was from the Gasman to get that win. Meaning in the standings at this moment in time, constructor standings wise, we are top by 6 points from Red Bull Racing. They've won 1 race this season, we've won 3. Driver standings wise, Max Verstappen is top ahead of Lando Norris by 8 points, but it is a very, very close title fight in both the drivers and constructors this season. DHL fastest pit stops, that's the one that we're not so good at, but we're working on it. We're working on it at this moment in time. But this weekend, we head to Miami. 57 laps around here, as you well know. Car attributes, top speed and low speed cornering, very crucial. The expected strategy, you can try a 1-stop, you can try a 2-stop as well. We'll have a look when we get to the race weekend. In the past, I've managed to do very well around here on F1 Manager games. Hopefully, this is going to be another one of them. But let's get to it. I'll get through practice and I'll see you in qualifying for the Miami Grand Prix. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got rain in Miami in Q1, and I've had to show you this because we topped Q1. Gasly in P1, Lando Norris P2. All the way down at the bottom, Lewis Hamilton failed to get out of Q1 in a Ferrari, losing out to a Haas and an Audi. It must be said the Red Bulls weren't too clever either, but Lewis Hamilton out in Q1. This is it then, ladies and gentlemen. Final laps in Q3. We haven't set a time yet because we didn't go out when it was raining, but hopefully Lando Norris and Pierre Gasly, as we topped Q1 and Q2 between us, can we get an Andretti Cadillac on pole position? Lando Norris is going to be the first to cross the line. Lando Norris only good enough for P7. Pierre Gasly now on his last flying lap. Can he possibly manage to put an Andretti Cadillac on pole position? Pierre Gasly, P7. When it counted at the end in Q3, it didn't work out for the Andretti Cadillacs, and that is so disappointing. George Russell will start on pole position, as will Charles Leclerc, but look at the difference in those final lap times. Unbelievable. We've got a lot of work to do now on Sunday. Let's get to the strategy. Right then, guys, this isn't something we normally do, but we are going to split the strategies today. Lando Norris is going to start on the medium compound tyre, then go on to the hards. He's going to be on a 1-stop strategy. Pierre Gasly is going to start on the soft compound tyre, and he's then going to be swapping onto the mediums and another set of softs. So Pierre Gasly a little bit different. We may change Lando to a 2-stop depending on how it's all played out, but P7, P8, let's get to 5 red lights.
57 laps await our competitors here in Miami, so may the best driver win. We look now to Esteban Ocon, who's clearly ready and raring to go.
P3 is a decent starting position, and they should get a good haul of points if they play the race right.
But just what will happen here, your guess is as good as mine. And this is it, the Miami Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
And away we go. We can see George Russell leading away on the soft compound tyre. Charles Leclerc on the mediums. Ocon in P3. What a result in qualifying for him, by the way. Alexander Albon in P4. Tsunoda in P5. The Aston Martin is looking incredibly good at this moment in time. Pierre Gasly still fighting with Lando Norris, and Pierre Gasly is just going to get in front of his teammate there. Hopefully Lando Norris is not too aggressive to attack his teammate, but straight away we can see Pierre Gasly wanting to get a move on and get past this Aston Martin of Yuki Tsunoda, which seems to be holding everyone up at this moment in time. Gasly still looking left and right. Will he go for a move down the inside of the Red Bull here possibly? Let's have a little look at this. Pierre Gasly doesn't decide to make a move, so it's Russell leading away from Leclerc. Albon in P3, Ocon P4 and Tsunoda P5. That is a very interesting front of the grid at this moment in time. Verstappen down in P6, then comes Gasly in P7 and Lando Norris in P8. We have a virtual safety car, and I've got to say, I heard it that loud in my left ear on my headphones. It sounded a really bad one. Let's have a little look at what it was. Liam Lawson in the Williams. Let's have a look what happens here. He's chasing down the Audi sport car. I think that's Mick Schumacher, and collides with him, and it's just a VSC. I'm amazed that is not a full course safety car. But Liam Lawson is out of the Miami Grand Prix, and it must be said, that's not come at a bad time for us. We can save a little bit of fuel as well, get the tyres back where we want them. But at this moment now, lap 4, VSC. We've just had a big overtake. We don't look like we're going to get a highlight, but Pierre Gasly has got Max Verstappen. It was a fantastic move by the Gazman, getting past him just as we went back to green flag running. Lovely work from Pierre, and he's now giving Yuki Tsunoda a real scare behind him. Carlos Sainz said he could be intimidating. He's Pierre Gasly at this moment in time, and it looks like he's going for a move. Pierre Gasly, he's got the grip between his teeth, and he's down the inside of the Aston Martin driver. Lovely work from Pierre Gasly. He's gained a couple of positions in a couple of laps there. Pierre Gasly now up into P5, and what could be more interesting is what's happening behind, because we saw Pierre Gasly overtake Yuki Tsunoda, but you'll notice in the background Lando Norris has got Max Verstappen. Are we going to get a highlight of that? We certainly are. Let's have a look at this. Lando Norris round Max Verstappen on the medium compound tyre. Remember, Lando, he might make this one-stop work today, Lando Norris. Lovely work from Lando. Gets past Max Verstappen. It's not going to be long before he's past the Aston Martin with Yuki Tsunoda. Is he looking at him now? Lando Norris pulling to the outside. We can watch this drag race down this long straight in Miami. Can Lando Norris manage to get the move done? It looks like Pierre Gasly's getting a move done in front as well, but Lando Norris attacking the Aston Martin, and Pierre Gasly has got past Esteban Ocon. Unbelievable driving from the two Andretti Cadillacs. Lando Norris is still going at it. We're going to have to watch this overtake of Pierre Gasly while I take a breath, because Pierre Gasly getting past Esteban Ocon, his ex-teammate, remember. Lovely work there from Pierre Gasly. He's got to get a shift on. He's on a two-stop today, Pierre Gasly, but fantastic work from him. He's got a podium in sight. Let's have a look at what Lando Norris is doing, because Lando Norris passed Yuki Tsunoda. Pierre Gasly, new fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and Lando Norris is past Yuki Tsunoda, and he's now chasing after Esteban Ocon, lap 7. We are so much quicker than Aston Martins. Lando Norris, DRS wide open, down the start finish straight into turn 1. Lovely move down the inside, and Lando Norris is doing this on the medium compounded tyre. Beautiful work. Those Aston Martins are not keeping up with us today, and what we're also doing with Lando Norris is putting cars between him and Max Verstappen, and Lando Norris is now going to be told, get on weak sunshine and try and pull away from Esteban Ocon and catch up to your teammate, who Gasly at the moment is getting frustrated. Sat behind Alexander Albon, but frustrated no more, because Pierre Gasly now is past Alexander Albon, and that is Pierre Gasly onto a podium 3.2 seconds behind Charles Leclerc, and it's still going on, but Pierre Gasly looks as though he's just about got this done. And now he's got a drag race down this long straight. Who's going to get DRS is the key here. It might be Alexander Albon. Is it? Or is it going to be Pierre Gasly? Let's see whose rear wing opens. It's going to be Pierre Gasly's. It's job done. And Lando Norris might join his teammate here. It's action-packed all the way. Lando Norris, look at the overspeed there. Lovely work from Lando. He's now on the back of Alexander Albon. Lando Norris is driving like a man possessed, as is Pierre Gasly, but Lando Norris gets past Alexander Albon. Lovely work again. Our guys are overtaking. It's a masterclass at times from Andretti Cadillac. Beautiful work from Lando Norris. And what we're also seeing is Pierre Gasly at the moment has got the bit between his teeth. He's now only 1.2 seconds behind George Russell. We've not even been pushing on the tyres. Lando Norris now is going to be given the hurry up to try and get away from Alexander Albon. But Pierre Gasly now is in the DRS of the front two cars. What is possible today? Let me know down in the comments. At this point, who do you think is going to win this race? But Pierre Gasly, my word, is in some form. Huge moment in this race. We have got a virtual safety car, as you can see at this moment in time on circuit, which is very good news for Pierre Gasly. Oh, it's Lewis Hamilton. Let's have a look at this. Lewis Hamilton crashing into turn 1. It's the Williams again. What's he done here, Lewis Hamilton? He's just driving. Oh, that is shocking. It's actually nearly blocked the pit lane. He's not having a good time at Ferrari, is Lewis Hamilton at this moment, but what it has meant is Pierre Gasly is going to be coming in, because we will save 6 seconds under virtual safety car. It may mean that we go soft, medium, medium, but we'll be back when Gasly's into the pits. And into the pits comes Pierre Gasly, into the pits comes George Russell. Now, pit stops have not been our best friends so far this season. Let's see what happens with Pierre Gasly here. Is it going to be a good one? He doesn't look the worst in the world. Russell gets away. It's 3.1 seconds. Gasly will take that. Lando Norris, remember, on the one stop. And Lando Norris now into P2 on track. But Gasly using this opportunity to strap on a set of medium compound tyres. And it'll be interesting to see now whether we go soft or medium at the end. We'll come back when we're back to green flag running. We are back to green flag running. It's very important that Pierre Gasly catches up to George Russell and gets that DRS. He's in P10 at the minute. You can see Russell and Gasly have got a 5-second gap in front of him. They're in totally clean air, are these two drivers. Lando Norris is now pushing on to try and catch up with Charles Leclerc, but Pierre Gasly comfortably in the DRS. There's no reason to use his ERS. He can actually charge that up a little bit, but Pierre Gasly now in the DRS of George Russell. Lando Norris, new fastest lap of the Grand Prix. His last lap time was a 1:33.8 on used mediums. We are just pushing him on to catch up to Lando Norris. Pierre Gasly's just dropped out of DRS of George Russell. We're just addressing that, but Lando Norris will be back in DRS very, very shortly. You join us back. You've seen this overtake before from Pierre Gasly, but he's got past Esteban Ocon once again. Him and George Russell are working their way through the pack at this moment in time. Pierre Gasly now, I believe, up to P7, possibly P6 on track. As we cut back to the live action, we can see Pierre Gasly just outside DRS of George Russell. He'll be back in it very, very shortly. Russell in P5, Gasly in P6. Lando Norris has broken the DRS of Charles Leclerc. He's having an absolutely lovely time at this moment, is Lando Norris. And remember, he's only got the one pit stop to make today, and he's using his tyres beautifully. Lap 20, we'll have a full rundown. It's Norris from Leclerc, Tsunoda in P3, by the way. Albon in P4, Russell P5, then comes Pierre in P6, Ocon in P7, Porsche in P8, Verstappen all the way down in P9, and Zhou Guanyu in P10. We have got 3 DNFs so far. Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz, and Liam Lawson, the 3 DNFs at the moment, lap 20. Pierre Gasly is doing Pierre Gasly things. Pierre Gasly down the inside. Look at this move. It's aggressive as hell, but he gets the job done, and Pierre Gasly has now got past George Russell, and now he's past the Aston Martin. The Mercedes decides to pit as well, and that will be beautiful work for Pierre Gasly, because now he's got Tsunoda between himself and Russell. He's actually going to be told to push on a little bit here and try and drop Tsunoda and drop George Russell as well. Lando Norris now still just managing the tyres for when the hard compound tyre is ready to fit on, but Pierre Gasly now drops Tsunoda. Perfect. Charles Leclerc, the first one of the medium compound runners to pit onto the soft compounder tyre. Charles Leclerc out on the soft compounder tyre. So does that mean that there's only Lando Norris really going on a one-stop? Verstappen's pit already. It's going to be interesting to see if this works for Lando Norris, but Pierre Gasly is covering him as well. We are P1 and 2 on track at this moment in time. Lap 26, Lando Norris is in from the lead of the Grand Prix. He's coming in, we reckon he's going to filter out just behind Valtteri Bottas, providing there are no mistakes in the pit box. Let's have a look, and it's a top view. I don't like it when it comes out from the top. Let's have a little look what happens here. Is it a decent stop? It's not bad at all. Just about 3 seconds. Lando Norris is going to come out, I would suggest. Where is Valtteri Bottas? Just coming down the start-finish straight. Lando Norris is just coming into turn one. Lando Norris may be well in front of Bottas. Where is Bottas? There is Bottas. Lando Norris out of the pit lane. Is he in front of Valtteri Bottas? He is indeed, and he's in front of Perez. That's gone very, very well indeed for Lando Norris. Now on the hard compounder tyre, and he's not that far behind Charles Leclerc. Remember, that is all Lando Norris as pit stops completed now. Lap 27, Lando out in P6. Gasly 7 seconds in front. Lando Norris is still making overtakes even though he's on the hard compounder tyre. Lovely work against Esteban Ocon here. Gets past him on the hard compounder tyre. We have got pace on whichever compound we are on today. And now Lando Norris is leading this little train. Of course, he's got cars with faster compounder tyres in front of him, but at the moment, he's the only one that's not stopping again. Zhou Guanyu, fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly now 9 seconds in front of George Russell. Lap 33, and Lando Norris has done the thing that he really needed to do. He's caught Max Verstappen, who's on the medium compounder tyre. Leclerc's on softs, and he's getting towed along with the DRS. This is working beautifully for Lando. It looks like it's going to be one of 2 Andretti Cadillacs that wins this today. Which one's your money on? Let me know. But lap 33, just coming on to 34 as Pierre Gasly's on 34. We're now going to attack with Pierre Gasly, push on a little bit more. And Lando Norris is now sat behind Max Verstappen. And he's not sat behind him for much longer because Lando Norris getting the job done on Max Verstappen. Beautiful work into turn 1. Lando's got the pace on the hards. My word, this is boding well.
closer to the...
George Russell has just paid for a set of soft compounder tyres. We are going for a set of mediums towards the end here, so we're going to have the stronger tyre towards the end. We are pitting this lap to cover off George Russell. Into the pits comes Pierre Gasly from the lead of the Grand Prix. Lando Norris has caught up with Charles Leclerc, by the way, on the hard compounder tyre, so that's going to aid his race no end. But here is Pierre Gasly. We need a good stop here. We've had 2 good stops today. Let's make it a hat-trick. Please make this a good stop, guys. Doesn't look the worst in the world. It's 3 seconds flat. We will take it. This will cover off nicely George Russell. Now, where were we expecting to come out? Probably around 8 seconds in front of George Russell. George Russell is just coming round the final couple of corners. Pierre Gasly's filtering out. Verstappen's gone past. Where is Alexander Albon? He comes out. He's behind Pierre Gasly. Back out into the lead of the Grand Prix. Medium tyres can go comfortably to the end. Perfect for Pierre. Lando Norris right on the back of this Ferrari. He's not on the back of a Ferrari anymore because Lando Norris is past Charles Leclerc. Beautiful work into turn 1, and Lando Norris, I mean, both of our drivers look World Championship contenders this year. It's fantastic to see. I hope you're enjoying this at home, and my word, this 4th season is looking very, very special. But Lando Norris now leads the Miami Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly is in P4, chasing down Verstappen. Importantly, if we have a look, Russell on 91% softs. They may die before the end, and he's getting stuck behind cars as well. He's George Russell, while Pierre Gasly is just motoring on, trying to catch Max Verstappen, who again has got to pit again. Pierre Gasly, new fastest lap of the Grand Prix. He's just got to get past Max Verstappen now. It's not going to be long before he does, I can assure you of that. Bottas has had a pit stop issue. Russell is trying to close in on Pierre Gasly. He's never going to do it in a million years. And Lando Norris is now in P1 of the Grand Prix. Broke the DRS of Charles Leclerc. And it is time now for Lando Norris to enjoy his drive around Miami, because I think there's only one other car on track that is going to get to him, and that is going to be his teammate, Pierre Gasly. And it's took a little bit of time, but Pierre Gasly has now got Max Verstappen. Nothing Verstappen can do. You can see George Russell in the background. You can hardly see Pierre Gasly at this moment in time. He's now P2. You know who's P1? Lando Norris and Pierre Gasly. It's an Andretti 1-2 at this moment in time. Lap 45, we're going to have a little rundown. Lando Norris leading 2.7 seconds now. Gap to his teammate Pierre Gasly. George Russell a further 9.8 seconds back. He's fighting with Charles Leclerc at this moment in time, who's on a fresher set of soft compound tyres. Perez in P5, Verstappen P6 at this moment. Albon in P7, then comes Tsunoda and Ocon, the 2 Aston Martins who did so well on Saturday, not quite performing as well on Sunday. Bottas in P10. When they get to the front, I know this is a question you're all dying to ask, will they be allowed to fight? They certainly will, as long as they take no risk. But at this moment in time, 12 laps to go, it's an Andretti 1-2. Lap 50, ladies and gentlemen, and as you can see, Pierre Gasly right on the back of Lando Norris. Both of them have been told, if you're wondering what I've told them, don't worry about defending. You can pass. You are allowed to pass. Make sure you're passing the right areas, but do not start holding each other up, because that would be absolutely crucial. By the way, Charles Leclerc is 11 seconds back, but he has now got the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. But our 2 cars at the front now, both nursing the tyres. We have got this one at a canter, ladies and gents. Ladies and gents, here we go. Final lap of the Miami Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly is leading the Grand Prix, 54% mediums. Lando Norris is in second at 53% hards. Both of them have been told you are allowed to fight. So ERS battle assist. We are just going to watch this unfold in front of our very eyes. Who is your money on here? I mean, either of them deserve to win this. 14 seconds to the nearest car. This is a Red Bull-like dominant Grand Prix. And this is something very, very special for this Andretti Cadillac team. Does this just show that we are well in this fight this year? It's got to do, hasn't it? We are beating Red Bull week in, week out at this moment in time, as Lando Norris looks like he fancies a move down the inside. It isn't quite going to make that move stick. Verstappen's in P4, Russell's in P5. We have had 3 DNFs, but my word, let's just ride on board a little bit with Lando Norris as we see the back of this Andretti Cadillac car. What a nice feeling this is. I hope you're enjoying this at home, because this is a beautiful thing to be able to see 2 cars dominating a Grand Prix in such a way. As we now go to the TV camera, Lando Norris, will he manage to make a move here and attack his teammate Pierre Gasly? We are getting towards the end of the lap, but Pierre Gasly goes a little bit defensive. Lando can't quite get past him. We've put him on all the same settings. I'm being as fair as I possibly can. But what a performance this weekend has been, and what a performance for Andretti Cadillac, because Pierre Gasly is going to win the Miami Grand Prix and Lando Norris is going to come on P2. It's 1-2 for Andretti Cadillac. It is going to be, what a weekend that has been, ladies and gents. P1 and P2. 13 seconds later is going to come Charles Leclerc. I mean, just drink it in, ladies and gents. I think my first ever win on an F1 Manager game was at Miami with Pierre Gasly, and this just shows maybe we need to go to Miami. Maybe we need to base ourselves there, because when we go to Miami, magic certainly happens. Fantastic work. Let's get to that podium.
What a masterclass drive from Pierre Gasly today.
It was a truly excellent win, with everything working together for the team and driver.
A great display of team spirit there, as everyone finally gets the chance to share this moment. It's another career podium for Pierre Gasly, having battled really hard to earn that place.
There's further delight for the team as they get to see both drivers up there together.
What a moment that is. Look at our two drivers there and our guy from the garage. I don't know who that is. We'll call him Jeff. This is Jeff, who's getting a lot of champagne sprayed on him at this moment. Charles Leclerc, my word, I'm surprised he's made it up here with that far behind. But what a moment that is for Andretti Cadillac. You could see how excited we were down in the garage, and it's been some weekend in Miami. I mean, just drink it in. We're enjoying this. And look at the smiles in the garage. Everything went right. Both our cars gaining 6 positions on the day to finish P1 and 2 from P7 and 8 on the grid, and we did 2 completely different strategies. F1 Manager Masterclass, I'm sure you will agree. So Gasly from Lando, as we know, Charles Leclerc in P3, Max Verstappen in P4, Perez in P5. Then we had Russell, Albon, Yuki Tsunoda and Valtteri Bottas before Théo Pourchaire getting a point for Alfa Romeo Haas. And disappointment for Ocon, dropping 8 positions on the day. We had 3 DNFs, Lewis Hamilton, Carlos Sainz and Liam Lawson. Charles Leclerc did get the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Driver standings wise then, Pierre Gasly is top of the driver's standings, 99 points for the Gasman. Max Verstappen drops to P2, Lando Norris is in P3, and then it's Charles Leclerc in P4. George Russell is not in the fight at this moment. Constructor standings wise, Andretti Cadillac, we extend our lead to 28 points at the top of the constructor standings. Red Bull in P2, Ferrari in P3 and McLaren in P4. Only a couple of teams yet to score a point this season. The much loved attire of Williams Racing and Hugo Boss, the 2 cars not to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, are we enjoying this 4th season or what? What a race that has been. Magic in Miami, and I'll see you once again in Imola on Thursday. Ta-ra!